Yes, here we are. Here we are. Welcome, welcome to this special edition of the Autumn Breath Immersion series. I am recording this for you to bathe in this energy of the eclipse. So powerful, we're in this eclipse season and very potent with creative, co-creative potential. So get your manifesting vest on. And let's move into this very special edition that I am looking to get out to you so that you can be with it and flow. This Sunday, I'm going to be with my family, bathing in that energy. And before we tune in, I suggest around the family energies, it's been coming to me in my meditations for about the last 4 years. And me and my wife has been going through a deep generational reset in our family and what we come to represent in our family. And I pass that on to you, anyone who's attracted to these words, this broadcast, this download. I guarantee you, if your eyes are touching mine virtually, you have come to be restoring energy for the family structure, the family organization, the divine design of family, just acknowledging that there's a design psychologically and there's a design of what it is here for. Like we look at the trees, there is our psychological, biological, maybe survival design, biological meaning our survival wiring that will cause us to create structures to protect us from the weather and use trees to do that. But now how nature used trees, the divine design, this whole way of balancing the climate, uh, maintaining a biosphere for us to dwell as animals in the animal kingdom, the relationship between the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom, so forth and so on. You got my point. It's around, take a deep inhale with me. This all started as a rant and rampage around family, I believe, is the key to world peace. It is the key to healthy living and respecting boundaries and honoring life with our Mother Earth. So, in a sense, this class is focused on just that, all of the various ways that I just described life and how it originates into meaning for us as we come out of the womb, knowing none of these labels. And that's what we're going to focus on today, is consciously choosing our labels. Let's go ahead and tune in so that we can drop into this very rich, rich practice, topic, and timeless teachings. Here's where we gather around this fire of love and we vibrate that fire of love by tuning inward. We're going to use, what are we going to use today, everyone? We're going to use that sound that was given to us as an explanation of how creation came into form. That very special place of birthing oneself, the idea of choosing a label, AUM, this idea of birthing oneself. Here's consciousness and prana, as it was described by the Vedics, in this embrace of oneness, and emerged into a creative flow. I am one, I want to become many, right? This creative flow. AUM. Let me demonstrate if anybody is new to chanting this particular mantra, which for me has been a lifesaver in opening up my nervous system so I have the capacity to handle managing 3 households, 3 lives, meaning as a father, tending to my nucleus family, and my mother as her son, tending to her life, helping her to regenerate and recover from a stroke she had last August, which means all of her affairs, as well as my own, being I am that I am and what there is to take care of. So I am overwhelmed from time to time, lately, more than not, but the most important thing is having a clear nervous system so the mind can be calm, the heart can be at peace, and you have space to hear the guidance that comes from within. It gives you a sense of fulfillment when you follow it and you feel the success of listening. That has really been very healing and restorative for me. Now I want to pass it on to you through this mantra. This mantra, using the sound A, U, and M. The U is the sound like hug, because there's a movement of the navel point. Even when you say hug with me, hug, really emphasize the middle of the word sound. Hug, hug, and then connect your sound and just feel as you flow through the word. Hug, hug. Feel the navel point rise as long as you're not on your cycle of pregnant. Feel the U sound raise your navel point, your belly button area. Hug, hug. Yeah, so it's oh, listen to the M. So we become the instrument for the vibration to flow from the respiration, to flow from the breath. Okay? We are going to have our hands in prayer position, pressing the thumbs into the sternum. Feel the pressure between the palms. That gives a balancing signal to the left and right hemisphere of the brain. Close the eyes. Let's synchronize our breath together. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to begin. Lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. One more, a little higher pitch. Play with that pitch. Hear it inside. Pitch change. Inhale deeply. Hold at the top. Lift muscles of the pelvic floor. Draw the navel point in and up. Remember, if you're on your cycle of pregnant, please just hold a light pull on the pelvic floor. Feel the vibration. Exhale gently out the mouth. Relax the hands, but keep them suspended above the thighs. Touch the index finger and thumb. Position of self-knowledge. Drop into a long, deep breath as I talk about our flow for this very special broadcast. I'm asking you to maintain your connection to the breath, consciously breathing long and deep, holding your hands up so you're aware of holding yourself in space and time. This place where you belong, the space that you hold, the space that is yours to fill. We want to acknowledge that has been given to you and your ability to do so, your ability to be that presence that fills this space. I want you to consider uh, how powerful your presence is. Because if you weren't around those that care for you and you care for, how different their world would be if you just stepped away without saying any word, just stepped out. Who would be looking for you? And if anybody's in that position where they may have the answer, no one, then to you I say, creation is looking for you. It searches you out with every inhale and gives you opportunity to express yourself in return. It expresses to you this energy of life to every cell of your body that the heart and lungs in partnership distribute. And as you exhale, you can create a sound. And in this creation of sound, we have generated these labels of who we are, of what we're experiencing. And it's that we want to focus our attention on today, so that we become consciously aware of the labels we either accept or choose. Either way, by divine right, is a choice that we can make about how we identify with the labels that are floating around out there and floating around in here in the mind of you. Because when you come into this world, what label do you know you have? Who do you know you are? Maybe as far as the mind is concerned, with its churning and spinning and swirling with words that grow into thoughts, that grows into ideas, that germinates into feelings of how we identify with who we are. Before you get to that, you're such an infinite, intelligent being. Your mind is deeply in the oneness with your source that there's no need to think. All you do is respond to the impulse of the moment. If there's a sense of emptiness that the label of hunger is given to, you cry out with all of your being. Crying, the developmental psychologist that worked with us when our daughter was born, crying is a way that the baby is able to experience all of itself. All of the nervous system gets to be experienced and come online and begin to shift from involuntary neurons to voluntary, wherever it is appropriate. But this dance of intelligence around how your body is being wired is responding to your call to be taken care of. The cry to be changed when there's a feeling of being uncomfortable. The cry out happens. So pure, so connected to the functioning of this body. But then you evolve and you get a chance to know yourself. You get a chance to realize you can have ideas that you can manifest or co-create with others to bring into experience. You get a chance to realize that now your consciousness goes beyond just being uncomfortable in the body and relying on someone else to take care of you. You can take on that label as co-creator. You can take on that label as manifester. You can take on these experiences as a child, as a son or daughter, as a mother or father, as a sister or brother, as a wife or husband. You can take on these labels that now is a part of the fabric of our society. These labels come at you. Sometimes we don't even get a chance to say, hey, I don't know if I want that label, because they're just coming at you. And to the point where there's a sense of these labels. You know, you can go to your office supply store and you got these stick-on labels, you know, and some of them are sticky, they stick on you. Some of them got a pin and you can take them off. They don't stick to you, you know, you can, you know, they're detachable. You can pull them off. Of course, the sticky ones can come off too, but you got to pull them off. You know, you got to get a little more effort going in to get that off. That sticky label. Some labels stick to you because we're just in this, here's a label, human body. So as we come into our practice today, realize the labels that are limiting you. Here's a label, limiting. Sometimes there's a label of anxiety, or anger, or frustration, joy, ecstasy, pleasure, orgasm, you know, relationships, lover, colleague, you know, business associate, business partner, entrepreneur, you know, family man, stay-at-home husband, stay-at-home wife, you know, breadwinner. You know, what are these labels that turn you on? Labels that cause you to be, here's a label, depressed, low self-esteem, going through a midlife crisis. Now I want you to think about it. I'm throwing these labels out purposely. I want you to come in this stillness, hold your hands like you do, long, deep breathing. And we're going to get quiet. And we're going to begin to flow through our breathing practice into a meditation of stillness. And then we're going to return to the question of these labels. And I'm going to ask you about what labels are you committed to. And we're going to have a little juicy connection to our creative label, our creative essence, this essence of who we are. So holding the palms up, I want you to get a sense. Rub them together, warm them up a bit. If it's chilly where you are, starting for some reason it's starting to get chilly here, just in a matter of from morning to afternoon. Feel the warmth, feel your ability to activate, feel your power. And ultimately, this whole conversation, breathe deep today. This whole conversation is around recognizing your true identity. Beautiful. So as you feel the warmth of your hands facing the palms up, just feel this glow of the sun. You might feel them grow cool, depending on where your circulation is, but we're going to work on that in a moment. So I want you to listen to this. We'll conclude with this as well. This is from one of our texts that we use in spiritual empowerment training, which is now growing into an empowerment training that leads to a divine alchemy training. Prayer of the Cosmos, right, it's a translation with commentary of the Lord's Prayer from English to Aramaic, from King James Version to the Aramaic interpretation. Neil Douglas Klotz, or Klotz, however he says it. Don't let surface things delude us. And this is to the seventh line, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And since Aramaic is a metaphysical language, a literal language, and a cosmic or spiritual language, you consider all aspects. And so he breaks it down from those components based on the words and their origins and their meanings. And this is what he gets. He writes a few phrases that gives you the embodiment of what that line was intended for, of which there are 8 for the 8 directions, so that you know how to navigate as an energy being that is one with your source, given infinite creative abilities. Yeah. Okay. Listen to these couple of these first two kind of stanzas, if you will. Don't let surface things delude us, but free us from what holds us back from our purpose, our mission, our reason for being here. Next one. Don't let us enter forgetfulness. Forgetting what? the temptation of false appearances. Don't let us enter forgetfulness. The temptation of false appearances. The temptation of false appearances. So here's where it's important to really understand the labels that we allow to become a way to, excuse me, a way to identify ourselves in particular, especially when we're identifying with something that is limiting. You got it? Okay, so you're in your long, deep breath. You haven't left it. Feeling the sun in the palm of your hand. So we're going for that stillness so that we can be in that home base, watching the labels and letting go like the leaves of the oak tree. When it's time to let go, it's time to let go. And we'll give you a little meditation around letting go of these thoughts that are limiting. I want you to bring your hands down to your knees. Let's just open up the central channel, you know, the way your brother here likes to flow through this practice of embodying these timeless teachings. Inhaling forward, exhale back. Feel the opening of the hips. This area is very special, holding a very special infinite energy, lying dormant, waiting for us to access it, entice it, court it, and allow it to blossom and rise. Right? So this is what we're doing when we're doing these movements like this one, opening up the connection between the upper body and the hips. So important to allow your kundalini to awaken and flow. It's beautiful when it flows naturally and you get an awakening of your awareness where you can see a person is upset and you realize your ego wants to prove a point. And once it proves that point, to make another person wrong, is that an act of being compassionate? If compassion is a label that you accept to identify with as a power in the universe to bring about healing so we can end the need for suffering. We may experience pain. Inhale, center, rise on the inhale, crown into the center of creation, the source of your consciousness. Hold the breath a moment. Exhale, reverse directions. So the idea of being the embodiment of that compassion so that you can have it for yourself. You can have the space in your nervous system to focus without distraction, without busy forgetfulness. The temptation to get your dopamine from a social media feed, right? Or any other stimulation that may take you away from what you know you need to focus on. Being committed to that label of focus. So this is the idea, just dropping little nuggets of ways in which we choose the labels. Inhale nice and tall. With space between the spine, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Exhale. If you're on your mat, slide your hands to your shins. If you are in a chair, keep your hands on your knees. Spinal flex. Feel the breath go deep into the hips as the pelvic crest, those pelvic bones go forward on the inhale, back on the exhale, coming on that tailbone. So important to circulate the fluid within your spinal column, in your cranium. Again, creating space, bringing that fresh fluid, releasing the metabolic waste, creating space for the cells to receive nutrients and release what they don't need, just like you. You're inhaling, receiving the nutrients. You can release what you no longer need and what you are here to release as an expression of vibration. As you feel yourself warm up, bring more energy to the movement. You come a little bit more energy, bring more energy to it, depth of breath. Keep going. All right, last few seconds. Really sink into it again. Honor your lower pelvic area and lower abdominal area. If you're pregnant or you're on your moon time, move gently, move with intent, move more internally with the visualization of your movement, the movement of the body, tune inward. If now that you're warm and you have access to moving more with more energy, it's not necessarily moving faster, but the breath is moving with more strength. That creates the movement. So allow the mind to stay away from moving towards more speed as a way to increase the energy experience. Move the breath with more energy to create access to more life force and consciousness. Yeah. Inhale nice and tall. Lift, muscles of the pelvic floor, navel pointing in and up, tucking the chin. Cannon breath out the mouth. Come with your hands suspended. Feel that energy. Do long, deep breathing here, where I go tend to a Mother Nature call. Right? Happens. It's natural. You stay in your natural flow. Now I'll take care of this. All right. That's something to do as you, I was thinking I was talking to you in my head, but begin feeling this sense of the labels dropping off now. The labels are releasing. And just coming into a presence with that breath. And that's all there is to focus on. All right, so warming up the core. Right angle at the elbows. Let's bring the sun finger, the ring finger, and thumb together. Inhaling left, Exhaling right. Feel the movement of the spine. Feel the opening of the vessels, your energetic vessels that run all along the spine. Very important ones. When you clear out this space, you have room to be you, less clutter of thoughts that are limiting or given to you through osmosis as you've grown up in this body. You're moving the lymphatics, which helps to get rid of larger molecules of waste, compounds sometimes, debris, old cells, and of course your circulatory system, bringing nutrients, clearing space for nutrients to go to the cells and waste to be brought away and excreted. Inhale, center. Lift muscles of the pelvic floor, navel pointing and up, tuck in the chin. Exhale out the mouth. Now, I want you to reach your hands over your head, bring them into prayer position. If you need to, like just interlace like we would do our Sat Kriya, just to keep a good straight arm, do that. Reach up. Inhale left, exhale right. Start slow at first. Feel the support of your sit bones. Feel your foundation. Feel yourself grow some roots as if Mother Earth is calling you, calling you. Getting into those muscles, tendons, and ligaments along the spine, creating a powerful massage for the inner organs, encouraging the circulation through those vessels. And get rid of what you don't need, bringing nutrients and flow, as well as the flow of prana and consciousness, clearing space. Inhale, center, reach through the fingertip, feel you're touching the center of creation, feeling the beautiful atmosphere where the source of your consciousness comes from. Exhale out the mouth. Let the hands sweep down, coming towards the hips. And then inhale, open up. Exhale, let the hands float down the center of your body, returning to that suspended, levitating position. Long, deep breath. Feel the label shedding. Feel yourself letting go, and you're just the breath. You are the breath, period. No longer human, pure life force and consciousness, pure respiration. Feel that breath long and deep. Really sink into it. Being still, allowing your face to be still. Yes, but allowing yourself to be still. And we'll just have a few more breaths before our meditation, opening up our heart center now, bringing that energy up, moving more into an energizing, balancing, synchronizing meditation using segmented breath, 3 cycles this time. 1, 2, 3, opening up. And then 1, 2, 3, bringing it in. We're going to guide the breath between the mouth and the nose. Let's begin with the nose. Inhaling, segmented breath. Mouth. Nose. Mouth. Nose. Mouth. Nose. Mouth. Nose. Keep the spinal flex going. Mouth. Last cycle, nose. Hold. 3 cycles out the mouth. Hold. Now 3 cycles in the mouth. Nose. Mouth. Nose. Mouth. Spinal flex. Nose. Mouth. Nose. Mouth. Last cycle, nose. Hold it out. Belly button towards the spine, long as it's comfortable. Feel the stretch between your shoulder blades. Sun flowing into the roots of your heart center. 3 segments in the mouth. Hold. Stretch across the chest. The light from your source of consciousness flowing into your being, into your heart center. The center of creation straight to you. Long exhale out the nose. Reach up. Inhale. Exhale, shake it out. Suspending the hands above the thighs, the knees. Closing the eyes. Taking a moment to let more labels just fall off. As they come, just let them be like leaves flowing down a stream. Maybe there's some elevation to the stream from where you're sitting, some rocks flowing down, and you just feel those thoughts just flow off you. Like you are the earth that the stream flows over, going down to the ocean, to a lake. Long, deep breath. Letting go of the labels. Just becoming life flowing. Okay, we're going to really nourish ourselves with this stillness. I'm going to bring the right hand over the left, like so, around the throat center. It's about 4 inches between the hands. You're going to hold yourself very steady. Eyes are going to be closed. You can be relaxed there. If you want to open them 1/10 and look down at the tip of the nose, you can do that. But the focus is on us being still. So if There's any mental energy that gets generated from attempting to hold the eyes in any particular position. That nose, looking at the tip of the nose, helps activate, the midbrain. But if there's any overactivity of thinking, the idea of this is to get internally still, as well as hold yourself steady as if you were a sandalwood statue, a jade statue, a diamond statue. You're holding yourself steady. We'll be inhaling through the nose, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling out the nose. Inhaling through the mouth, exhaling out the nose. And follow your own rhythm. Steady, long, deep breathing in the mouth, out the nose. Deepen into the stillness with the breath. Just be the flow of the breath. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, shoulder blades relaxing down the back. Just 30 seconds to go. Deepen into the breath. Complete exhale. complete and full inhale. This will be the last exhale. Deep inhale through the mouth. Feel the strength of your core, the strength at your back. Diamond pole flowing from the hips up through the crown into the source of your consciousness. Like a tree, strong, steady, sequoia, redwood. Hold. Feel the strength. Exhaling out the mouth. Hold the position. Inhale nose. Hold. Now lift. Muscles of the pelvic floor, navel point in and up. Feel a strengthening at the elbow. Arms become strong, powerful, doing the work of your heart. Feel your core steady, flowing with energy. Cannon breath out the mouth. Deep inhale. Now, feel the chin draw towards you, just in slightly, creating a sense of strength in the back of the neck. Feeling powerful words that flow from you, manifest what you need to fulfill your vision, fulfill your purpose. Words that allow you to know your purpose. You're naming life. Just like Adam in the Garden of Eden, you've been given the ability to name life. Cannon breath out the mouth. Inhale, reach the arms up. Give them a shake. Exhale. Shake shoulders. Shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 shake. And let's return where we began. Placing the palms up, touching the index finger and thumb, suspended above your leg, dropping into awareness of the labels that you have let go of. And now, as you flow after our time together, realizing you have stepped into this place of zero, what identity are you committed to? Consider that as you flow through your day, flow through the week, flow through this very powerful eclipse period. Coming up on that eclipse of the moon. So you know you're dealing with those energies that are unseen. Those energies that are very reflective. They emerge from these patterns as the moon has its patterned movement for us to witness based on the dance between the earth, the sun, and the moon. So it goes into these patterns that you dance with based on these relationships that we've experienced that has given us labels, right? And labels that we have accepted. So as we move, keep that breathing going. Remember, that is the exercise in this class is you listen to me, but you stay with that breath as I do a little recap. Now, our focus today was on consciously walking deeper into dropping the labels. to become or remember the label of who we truly are. That label that we came in with when we were allowed to come through that portal from the womb, through the gates of heaven into this realm on earth. Who were we? Who are we now? And who were we then? The same energy being with infinite co-creative abilities. In that moment, our concerns were about our survival. Our wiring was kicking in, needing food, needing to be changed, needing to be held. But as we matured, we evolved, came online to realize that we can manifest, we can create. And now here we are evolving deeper in recognizing that we can use this creation to manifest the labels that are in alignment with who we truly are. That's what the Lord's Prayer is about. That's what mantra is about. Yoga is about union of human and higher self. We have these timeless ways of remembering that there is a way to think about life beyond the labels of angry, frustrated, anxiety, uncertain about these times, everybody else's interpretation of these times. My goodness, social media, you've got millions and millions of points of view. The key of this session is we choose the label the fire of love. Why? There's this energy that comes to us through the breath. I look at that as love. I feel like this is the most supreme love, something being given to me so I can have an experience. There's something happening. I choose to use the label love. Putting fire with it means it can transform when I feel insecure, when I feel alone, being my mother's only child, going through overwhelming circumstances. This fire can transform. How do I know? Drop into that deep, long breath. And it will shift the way you feel. Why? Because you're bringing in this life force. You're bringing in this consciousness that is, it's got some mathematics around you being able to create. I was just looking at a show from Nova about mathematics being creation, right? The Queen of Sciences, I think it's called. Mathematics, the Queen of Sciences. Check it out. But this realm is mathematics. The brain is mathematics. We use certain part of our brain to communicate that language, just like you use part of your brain to communicate language, period. So we are a label-making machine. So the key here is when you feel that label that is limiting, find your way to let it go through the breath. Let the breath bring you the information you need on the way to let it go. Right? If I have fear of asking for help, then I don't let my mind shape the way it's supposed to look so that I can feel comfortable doing it, and just drop into the moment the best way I can and communicate it and just allow the mathematics of the universe to be in alignment with that creative impulse. Because the creative impulse is already here, just like there's radio waves flowing past us right now. There's these waves of communication between Bluetooth and cell phones. They're going right now, but the eyes can't see them. Does that mean they're not there? So as you flow from this meditative moment, you're still long, deep breathing, right? Yeah? I hear you. So when you get into your life and you have that sticky moment, that puzzling moment, that overwhelming moment, first thing you do, I recommend, is drop into that breath. Next thing, if you can, get a drink of water and ask for the next right step that is in alignment with your purpose for being here in this moment. I lean into compassion because of my childhood traumas. I lean into peace. I lean into love. These are my friends. Who are your friends? Labels that you choose to develop a relationship with. Same way you're at a seminar, or retreat, you're asked to put on a label so people can know who they're relating to. I invite you in this meditative coming out of this meditative flow, that you write down the labels you're committed to and just continue to exhale the labels that no longer serve you, that are limiting. Maybe you'll write those on a piece of paper if you have a fireplace. If you got your fireplace going now, that is starting to be a little chilly in certain areas, you might just put it on a postcard or, and just drop it into the fireplace. Beautiful. So our focus is on consciously walking deeper to dropping the labels. Dropping, let's call them the limiting labels. And remembering who you truly are as an energy being, given the authority and ability to create with those labels. We're not saying the labels are bad. Remember, it's not about bad or good. For me, your brother, I'm a spiritual recovery coach. I'm a spiritual counselor. I'm an empowerment coach. And it is all about you being empowered by the experience of your life. And when you look up that word empowered, the ones I saw, definitions that I saw, really caught my eye when it said, given the authority, right? Given the authority to do something. You've been given that authority. Take an inhale. You're given authority. Let out the sound, ha, H-A-A, ha. Given the authority to create that sound. Who gave you that authority? I might have gave you the suggestion, but you gave yourself the authority to follow that suggestion. Let's bring our hands together. You are so beautiful to me. Keep radiating your beauty. Thank you for tuning in to this special download. Listen, email me. Let me know how these are. Let me know what you receive from this so we can continue to shape and create and deliver what can uplift, what we're inspired to share, to uplift ourselves, to lift our vibration, so that we create a beautiful world that we feel honored to pass on to our children. Pressing the palms together. We'll end with 3 ohms, that energy of creation coming into form. Om. Inhale. Om. Om. Last one, higher pitched. Om. Thank you, Creator, for surrounding us with love, surrounding us with the opportunity to express the power of love and to remember who we are as energy beings. Taking care of Mother Earth as we all go through the transition into the Aquarian age. Thank you for the children being fed, taken care of with clean water, families with places to stay so that they can create solutions to the problems they face, and for society waking up where we can own and take our responsibility for taking care of ourselves, respecting each other, and generating a full potential of this mind to do good and create beauty. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, we love you, we love you. One love, family. I look forward to our next time together as we're coming to the last few sessions for our autumn immersion. I'll be going into a retreat for Thanksgiving week. So let's get ready now for that lunar eclipse. Remember, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. If you use electrolytes, or tune in to your healthcare practitioner or professional to guide you on proper electrolytes, getting proper minerals, very important during transformation time. The lungs and the skin are connected, and in Taoism, as far as looking at the body from a Chinese medical perspective, this is the time of the lungs. So these breathing exercises are very important to engage in. We did about 3 minutes with that meditation at the end, which is about empowering yourself. Yes, so take care of yourself. Remove the dry snacks as much as you can and move towards the liquidy ones, which usually winds up being some type of fruit as a snack, or celery, but just make sure they have the waters of life inside them, if you can. And if you don't, then just drink teas as a snack. Drink water as a snack, lemon water as a snack, vegetable juices as a snack. Right? Stick more to the liquidy side of things. Okay. All right now. One love.